I'm a 49er, I bleed red and gold. I've been faithful since I was 2 years old. We bout to score quick and count another ring. Being a 49er means I'm a 49er.
The 49ers lose a game that they should have won yet again to the Arizona Cardinals 24-23, and a horrible loss that I have so many people to blame, but I'm not going to start my blaming off yet. I just want to more so get into what did you just think of just the game, period. Give me your thoughts and opinions, and break down what you see, what you didn't see, and how you feel.
It was an interesting game for sure. There were a lot of interesting moments on both sides.
Yes.
It was really back and forth in some ways. But I gotta say the Cardinals played really well. They played really well. And
yes.
The 49ers, I haven't resolved it in my mind. Did they get unlucky? Was it bad luck? Or are they still warming up?
No, this ain't luck.
Or
this
are they
just
tired? Or what?
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-mm.
I haven't resolved that yet. I haven't explained it to myself. What are your thoughts about that?
The 49ers, well, before I even get to the 49ers, I really have to do my due diligence and tipping my hat off to the Arizona Cardinals. They prepared themselves. They came in there well. They came in there ready to go. And someone like myself who's always talked so much crap about Kyler Murray, he had a damn good game with interceptions that he threw.
That touchdown.
Absolutely. He played
actually the only touchdown they had, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. He had a hell of a game. Outside of the fourth quarter, outside the touchdown in the fourth quarter, he had a hell of a game. And I have to be respectful and eat humble pie and recognize that Kyler Murray is him. He did a damn good job. I see why he is the number one quarterback coming out of the state of Texas. I see exactly why. He just has a candidness about him that's just unstoppable. And as much as I can't stand him because I'm a 49er fan, Kyler Murray did some damn good things today. He did some not so good things because of his lack of size, but at the same time, when it came down to like really put the ball in the end zone, he did that. He ran. He did that. He passed. He did that. And I got to just be honest and say, you know what? I'm probably going to make him the thumbnail of this podcast because he deserved it. Kyler Murray deserved it. And as much as crap as I talked about him, he deserves to have him as a thumbnail. And yeah. But getting into the 49ers. The 49ers are trash right now. There's no other way to put it. The 49ers are absolutely complete trash right now. On the offensive side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball, on the coaching staff, on special teams, there's not a position right now on the 49ers that is not trash. Everybody is trash, and everybody should be looked at as in, why should we keep you?
Except for Trent, right?
Trent Williams has played trash this season.
Oh.
He's played trash this season. This season, Trent has played trash. Brock Purdy has played trash because this was a trash game by Brock Purdy, not being super consistent with the ball, just being too loose with it. Completely being too loose with the ball. And I don't know what's going on, but no one's on the same page. 1 minute you have Aiyuk not catching cancer. The next minute you have Jordan Mason fumbling the ball. You have Deebo Samuels being the most consistent player on the field. Then you have...
And it felt like he didn't get the receptions that we would have expected him to get. And those balls were going to Aiyuk.
Aiyuk have finally had a breakout game. And I can definitely tell that Kyle Shanahan, Aiyuk, maybe John Lynch all sat down and had a meeting because it looked like he was being force-fed the ball. Finally, our $30 million $30 million wide receiver, we're finally getting force-fed the ball. And you saw the difference from last week of where he was playing in a position of playing in a slot and blocking to this game. He was in motion. He was really being a focal point of the 49ers, and he did his job. I will say Aiyuk did it. I'm very proud of him. Yeah. But at the same time, we got to see the same consistency. And the consistency can't just come from Aiyuk. The consistency has to come from Kyle Shanahan calling the plays to put him in the best position. And we can talk about Kyle Shanahan play calling in a second, but when it comes down to the 49ers offense, it looks very vanilla without Christian McCaffrey. And And I blame this loss not just on the 49ers players. I blame this on Christian McCaffrey as well. Your team is losing games because you are resting your Achilles. The only way to heal his Achilles is rest. Well, how much rest do you need? How much rest? You are not technically injured. You just need more rest.
So I'm still sort of figuring out who's doing what roles are what exactly. But so my question is, who is stepping in for McCaffrey? Is that Mason?
That's Mason.
So that's why he's pushing hard every game.
But here's the thing, though. It's not just Jordan Mason. We have a rookie running back who needs to be more physical. Number 31. I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. And forgive me. But we have a rookie running back who just needs more touches on the ball. And we're running Mason into the ground like he's just a used vehicle.
Do you say 31 needs more touches because he needs training or because we know he's good?
Both. Absolutely both. He needs more touches on the ball because, one, if he's on the roster, that means he's good enough. But at the same time, the only way to get better is to actually have some real bullets coming at you. And he doesn't have enough time. And the way Kyle Shanahan's calling the plays, he's putting all the pressure on Jordan Mason because that's who he trusts.
Which is understandable.
But just because you get a rental car doesn't mean you're running into the ground.
Yeah.
You use it like it's your car.
Yeah.
And if you have another running back that can split the carries, you got to give him a chance. And looking at this game and every single game, because Jordan Mason has been playing every game hard. He has over 500 yards on the season right now. Kyle Shanahan does not want to give the opportunity to the rookie to split those carries.
Can I say just quick pause on Mason?
Yeah.
He just always looks so good doing whatever he's doing. It doesn't
Absolutely.
really matter. And there's this moment where he's rushing and he's just smacking guys down with one hand, just pushing them off. That was really impressive. Looked amazing.
Something that my grandmother taught me young. I wanted a dog. For many, many years I wanted a dog. And I learned once I actually got a dog doesn't know when they're tired. I took my dog out to the ocean, was throwing a stick. It was over 45 minutes of me throwing a stick. He never once told me he was tired. He never once stopped and relaxed. He just kept on going after the stick. Jordan Mason is a dog of a player. He's never going to say, hey, I'm tired. Kyle Shanahan needs to do a better job of recognizing when a player needs to rest. We have a backup running back in there. Put the rookie in there. Let the rookie run the ball for some time. Give him some time to get some legs up under him to where he can be completely healed and actually do a better job. And I feel that Jordan Mason could have done a lot better if he would have more time to rest. It's 105 degrees on the field. Why are you running this man into the ground when you have another running back?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. It's frustrating. And I get it. Jordan Mason's all that he trusts. But at the same time, how do you build trust in a relationship? You have to give your partner an opportunity to actually show and improve. He's not giving the rookie the best down and distance to show that he can improve. He's giving him third and he's giving him second and 10, second and 4. No, you got to put him in those pressure times to really show that he can really bust his ass and do what he's capable of doing. And for some reason, he's not doing that. And I really do blame this loss on Kyle Shanahan for so many reasons. And it's just, I'm just a fire of just we're losing games because Kyle Shanahan and Christian McCaffrey are not willing to take accountability and thinking about themselves. And that's just my opinion, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Kyle Shanahan, Christian McCaffrey think about themselves and not think about the team. And they're asking everyone else to think about the team. How can you be better? How can you show improve, you know?
There's also, I've been trying to explain this to myself. Maybe you can help me sort this out. There's also some kind of an element of, so again, I'm, really paying attention to football for the first time. I'm seeing that the 49ers they seem uniquely versatile somehow, and I don't know how to fully kind of put my finger on it, but it seems like there are a lot of players who are doing things that are kind of outside the scope of their narrow role. They're kind of breaking maybe convention in some ways, and maybe that's also part of what they're working through right now, is maybe you need to go back to basics in some ways. What do you think about that?
I definitely can see how the 49ers needs to go back to the basics, but what the 49ers is missing out on, everything's around one player, and that one player is not there. Everything about the 49ers offense is showing that it's all about one player, and when that one player is not there, everybody else is failing because that one player usually takes on the load. How is that right?
So maybe the versatility that I'm seeing is because that player is not there. So they have to.
Here's the thing, and this is only for people that have actually been on a football team or just a team in general. It's a weird feeling when someone can play, but they're resting. He can play. He's not injured. He's just resting. And he's saving his body for when we're going to the playoffs. Ain't no more saving your body. There's no more saving your body. Either you want to play football and you want to be a dog, or you want to just be a pansy and just sit on the sideline, because right now your team needs you. Your team completely needs you.
I'm guessing he's having some conversations right now.
It's a bigger situation. We've let this man rest for over a month. And there's so many ways I can break this down, and there's so many different ways to look at it. And if I want to put my tinfoil hat on, I can go pretty dark and deep into why this is happening. But I feel that 49er faithful out there will want to be like, that's kind of crazy. That's kind of odd. Why would you think like that?
Well, now you got to tell us.
Well, for the next few minutes, we're going to put our tinfoil hats on.
All right.
Okay, we're going to put our tinfoil hats on, and I'm going to give you my conspiracy, or not even my conspiracy, but what I think is going on that people in the 49ers organization might be talking about in the back rooms, but won't ever say it publicly. Mm-hmm. Okay? Christian McCaffrey in the offseason was planning a wedding to get married. He was planning a wedding. So that means, what was he doing? He was walking. He was talking. He was working out. But he was planning a wedding. The 49ers, being the great organization that they are, said, hey, we know you're planning a wedding, but we need you to sign this new contract. This new contract will make you the highest paid running back this season. So what does he do? He starts planning his wedding, and he flies to Santa Clara to sign his new contract. He goes out, shows and proves with the team, you know what I mean, just watches practice, and he signs a new contract. At this time of this contract being signed, they're having negotiations with Aiyuk. Aiyuk deserves a new contract, but they're not giving him the new contract right now. They're signing Christian McCaffrey to a new deal, when his new deal doesn't have to be up until 2 years. So, not Juszczyk, but Aiyuk is over here negotiating, trying to get things right to get on the field. But you guys are not taking him seriously because he's talking about his demands. And yeah, they might have been outlandish, but you're not talking to him. You're dealing with Christian McCaffrey, who's on his feet planning a wedding. So what do, the 49ers? You sign Christian McCaffrey to a new deal. He flies back out on that Friday to go get married. Kittle, Kyle Shanahan, I believe John Lynch, and I'm not going to make this a race thing, all the white people from the 49ers was there. There was not one black person from the 49ers roster or organization.
At the wedding, you're saying?
At the wedding. If I've been blocking for you, and I call you a friend, and I put my blood, sweat, and tears on the line for you, and your most important day of your wedding, you don't invite me, and you just signed a new deal, so money's not the issue, and you have no black representation,
Yeah.
none, at your wedding. And if you look back at all those pictures of the wedding, there's no representation. And I get it. It's people's weddings. They want to curate their own personal vibe 1,000%. This is not a race thing. This is more so of a man-to-man thing of, I'm good enough to block for you, but I'm not good enough to support you on your wedding day.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn who you are. That can cause friction in itself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. For sure.
So, that happens. And the media kind of takes off on this whole spin of what's going on, of the curation of this wedding. So now, Christian McCaffrey's dealing with these naysayers who are not football fans talking about his new wife. What does he do? He defends his wife, as he should. It's his wife. But he's not talking football. He goes on a honeymoon. Now, I've never been married before. But if I'm getting married to the girl of my dreams, beautiful model, I'm having sex on my honeymoon.
As you should.
I'm doing all different type of sex on my honeymoon. I'm doing all the type of things. But wait a minute. He has not one Achilles injury. He has two. So.
He has two?
Left leg and right leg. Tendonitis.
Oh.
It's tendonitis. You need to rest. Now, we saw him cutting up on the dance floor for his wedding. He was dancing, holding his bride up. She's about 100 pounds. So you was good enough to hold up your bride who's 100 pounds. Spin her around on the wedding day. You was good enough to go on a honeymoon, and I can only assume that you did things on your honeymoon with your wife. Does that sound like you're resting your Achilles?
Depends what techniques you're using.
When are you resting your Achilles on your honeymoon? Because you have to have your legs, it's your Achilles. They have to be above your heart. You have to be having your legs up. They need to be stretched, relaxed.
To heal them, you're
to
saying.
heal them.
Yeah.
Because it takes time.
Yeah.
So between coming out to Santa Clara to sign your new contract and get $20 million to your wedding day, walking your bride, talking, doing all the stuff on your Achilles, honeymoon, on your Achilles, does it sound like you're resting?
Yeah, now that you're kind of painting it in that light, I can see how the contract maybe actually makes it easier to have a little more fun on your wedding day than you would have otherwise, right? Feeling good.
Let me go even deeper. So, the season starts. You start to talk about how you're having some swelling up in your Achilles. So the 49ers is like, whoa, what do you mean you're having swelling up in your Achilles? When did this happen? Well, it was happening last season, but it's only just kind of tight. You should get that checked out. So, you went to Stanford. Let's talk to people at Stanford. You need rest. But if you want to get a second opinion, there's this doctor in Germany. Okay? So you tell me he goes all the way to Germany during the NFL season with his wife. I just got married to the most beautiful woman of my dreams. And I'm on a 15-hour flight from Santa Clara to Germany to go see a doctor. Does it sound like I'm resting my Achilles from tendonitis? The elevation of being in a plane would cause more damage to your Achilles tendonitis because they're not being rested. You're sitting up vertically, you're sitting up straight. If you're in a private jet, you have a bed.
Say, what kind of plane is this? Yeah, maybe.
A private jet for sure.
Yeah.
A private jet for sure. And for not faithful, we're going to get back to the game, but tinfoil hat for just a couple of minutes. Forgive me. Does it sound like he's resting? No. He gets out there, and whatever happens, they give him a shot. They do whatever they do to him. He comes back. He's not practicing still. He's on the sideline. We still have not heard Christian McCaffrey talk about this tendonitis. Everyone else is talking for him. I just gave you $20 million, and you're telling me that your Achilles has tendonitis, and you can't do nothing except rest. But you've been flying across the country, you've been on a honeymoon, you've been dancing, you've been doing everything except taking what? Your job serious. And you're in the locker room around your teammates who know that you have tendonitis issues, and you're resting while they're playing, practicing. You're resting. You're not hurt. You're healing something that needs time to rest. But you didn't rest in the off season. But you want to rest now when we need you to do your job. Again, you didn't invite me to your wedding. I'm picking up the slack for you. They made you a priority over me when I'm supposed to get a contract now. I'm not saying that this is going on. I'm just saying that it sounds suspicious. You're not talking. You are not resting. And when you were supposed to be resting, you was doing activities. I think there's more going on, and it's a crying shame that no one's adding fuel to the fire for Christian McCaffrey to talk about what's going on. I believe it is because he's a white guy. It looks different.
It looks different.
The odds look different.
Yeah.
And that's not me making a race issue. It's me looking at the picture of why is it okay for you to act like this and not talk, but rest. But you're not hurt. But if Aiyuk, Debo, Jordan Mason, Trent Williams was to do this, how the media, how the fan base would look at him.
So if you're saying if they had tendonitis, they would not be able to rest.
And do what he's done? Absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
And that's because there's no greater risk of injury with tendonitis, or how does that interact with actual playing?
The only way to fix it is to rest. Have he done any resting?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. The resting is key here.
The resting is the part that's key.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey has not been resting.
Yeah.
And when he was supposed to rest, he wasn't resting. But now he wants to rest on the team's time. How is that fair to the 49ers? They just gave you a $20 million contract. How is that fair to your teammates? Again, I'm looking at it from a team game. You made your wife wedding you more important than the team. He's played football long enough to understand there's nothing more important than the team, especially during season. You got 6 months off season to deal with that type of shit. Not during season.
Yeah.
It's odd. And it's also odd that Kyle Shanahan is not talking about it. So that means you're allowing it to happen. All right, tinfoil off. Tinfoil off. Take the tinfoil off. That's
all right,
yeah.
All right.
That's my tinfoil hat of what I think is going on and why the 49ers is losing games they should be winning.
So at this point, I have not seen McCaffrey play at all.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious what does happen when he gets it back on the field. I would love to see it.
Here's the thing. I'm very proud of Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa, he earned all the things that he got today. And it finally came in his favor. He got an interception.
Which was super cool.
Very cool.
Super cool.
Very cool. He's just so massive and just so bulky. He just didn't know how to just run with the ball.
I mean, I think he knew how, but he's just so massive and bulky.
That's the only player on the 49ers I say he needs to lose a little bit of mass. A little bit to get more of that agility to, because that should have been a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was his rookie year. He would take that to the crib.
Yeah.
He would have taken that to the crib his rookie year. But him being just Conan, like yeah. Nick Bosa, Conan.
Yeah.
He just ball chose Conan. Like, yeah. But yeah, Nick Bosa, hell of a game. Super, super proud of him. He did his job. He deserved everything. Hopefully he will continue this type of momentum.
Yeah.
Hopefully he will just keep this ball rolling. Absolutely outstanding. Someone I feel that wasn't really highlighted this game, Fred Warner. He kind of like, not a back roll, but he was just not making the plays that he normally makes.
Understated.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He was definitely he was there and he made plays, but it just was just like not those moments that he was having in the beginning. You know what I mean? It was a little bit of an off game. A little bit of off game, and that's okay. When you've been balling the way he's been balling, I don't mind that. You know what I mean? I don't mind that. Our secondary, the 49ers secondary is looking atrocious. They're looking bad. And the reason why they're looking bad is because they are not gelling together and they're not communicating. From what I can see from watching the game, I don't see like back in the day we had a player named Whitner. Whitner would communicate with Goldston and you would hear them talking back and forth. I don't see that from this secondary. I don't see them really communicating verbally, talking to each other, and really being on the same page. I see a lot of me. I got this. I guys. And when you're working in a secondary, you can't be a I guy. You have to be a we guy. Us. Help me.
Yeah.
Support me. Flow this way. Yo, this is happening this way. You have to communicate.
Yeah.
It's only for y'all. So y'all got to really communicate and be on the same page. As well as when it comes to Hufanga. Hufanga, in my opinion, needs to be traded. I'm going to say it.
Oh, that's spicy.
It needs to be said. Hufanga needs to be traded for multiple reasons. He is a slow, developed, undersized safety in a game that you need more speed than physical attributes. It's great to see him knock somebody's head off. Absolutely. I love watching it. At the same time, we don't need that on the defensive side of the ball. Because if it's not a fumble or a turnover, it's just a normal play. Hufanga has too many big plays and too many mesh plays to where he gets injured because he's looking to take people's heads off. I think we need to trade him and get more players for him. I believe we can get probably 2 fourth-round picks, maybe a third for him. But I believe Hufanga, we have Malik Mustafa, who looks phenomenal, who's balling out. We found your replacement. I appreciate you for what you did, but it's a business. And right now, Hufanga, I believe, needs to be traded.
Spicy.
I gotta give it.
I trust your take on this.
Hey.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if I'm wrong, the 49er faithful, because this is the faithful talk, they will let me know in the comments that I am completely wrong. But right now, you don't need to have Hufanga and Malik Mustafa coming off, going on the field. Coming off, going on the field. No. Put one person out there and let them ball. Let them get in the game. Let them get in the flow. Let them get the blood flowing. Let them sweat.
Oh,
don't have them.
They're finding their legs.
They're finding their legs.
Okay.
And it takes too much time. You take me out the game, put me back in the game, take me out the game. Let me just play football. Hufanga, because of what he's done for the 49ers in the past, they're giving him that respect. At the same time, Malik Mustafa's our guy. That's just it.
It looks that way, I will say. So, I mean, what's behind this on and off thing? Is it, where my mind goes, is that they have different skill sets. So whoever's calling this is saying, well, this guy's better at this, so this is the play for that. Is
Yes.
that what you think is going on?
Absolutely. But at the same time, why play it to where this guy's better at this guy's better than that? Why not leave one person out there to where they can develop?
Yeah.
And get better. Because if they don't see it or prepare themselves, how will they ever be able to adjust even or improve themselves? You have a rookie safety playing in Malik Mustafa and balling. Let him ball, let him develop. Trade Hufanga. Yes, he's a fan favorite. But at the same time, we need to win games, and we need to have a mesh. We need to have a gel in that secondary, and it gels better with Malik Mustafa back there.
I will say I would not be mad at more Mustafa out there. Yeah.
He's good.
He's good.
He's damn good. Now, when it comes to just the overall 49ers defense, we're giving up a lot more pressure opposite of Nick Bosa. That means people are running away from Bosa and running into Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd, you saw a lot on TV today. Why? Because they was running the ball at him. Leonard Floyd is built like a wide receiver. He is 6'5", 200 and maybe 40 pounds soaking wet.
Wow.
Nick Bosa is 6'5", almost 280, 300 pounds. If you was going to run the ball, you would run the ball to the person who's lighter, not heavier. So they're running the ball directly at Floyd. Floyd is a speed guy. He's not an every down and distance type of a defensive end. At least I wouldn't put him in that situation if I was a coach. I would allow him to play speed downs, take him out, and put somebody heavier who can hold down an anchor. The 49ers are not doing that. The 49ers are struggling keeping defensive linemen on that right side healthy and can be able to hold the line of scrimmage. And we're giving up too many yards on that side of the ball. And it's difficult. It's difficult. I'm not saying the job is easy, but what I'm saying is you have to find guys who want to do that. And right now, we're just too light in the ass on that opposite side of Nick Bosa. We're just too light. And we need to do a better job. We have to do a better job at finding the guys who want to do that. Because right now, we're getting killed on that side of the line. Killed. And they're just forcing the ball on that side. That's frustrating. It's frustrating to everybody. And it sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is.
I was really looking forward to see what Brock Purdy was going to bring to the table today. Because he just seems like he has so much potential. And in earlier games, you know, I'm watching what he does, and I'm looking at his expression, and I'm just sort of trying to get at his mindset, right? And he just seems like such a machine, right? And I notice some really interesting things. And we talked about this a little bit already. He's running backwards. And there was definitely, I noticed it twice. Maybe he did it more than twice. But there was one moment he ends up running back. I think it's 13 yards and he gets tackled there, right? So it's like, I don't know, like 3rd and 23 or something like that.
Brock Purdy does not realize that he's a slow quarterback. He doesn't understand that he's a slow quarterback.
Because he's agile. He's super agile.
You want to be quick, or do you want to be fast, or do you want to be right? You want to be right. Brock Purdy is not right. There's no reason why you should go back 10 to 15, 13, 8 yards to make a play. You are putting yourself at risk of being injured, turnover, interception. And Brock Purdy continuously does this every game when he's in a pickle instead of just throwing the ball away.
Oh, he's been doing this.
He's been doing this.
Oh.
And it's a frustrating thing because why do you not just throw the ball away and play for another day? You're putting yourself and setting yourself up for injuries. And we all love that he likes that competitiveness, but sometimes you got to be smart. You gotta have common sense.
Yeah.
It's not common sense to go back that many yards to circle back around, because what if you get injured? Now you got Achilles, MCL, ACL tear, because why? You were trying to make the play stretch out longer than what it had to be, instead of just throwing away the ball, play another down, and figure it out.
So what do you think in his mind is the strategy there? What is he hoping happens?
He being selfish. Brock Purdy is being selfish. Every time he does that, he's not thinking about the team. He's thinking about how can I do more for the team? But you're really hurting the team because it's now from a 50-50 chance of you making a completion to now an 85% chance of a failed mission. And it's a thing of high risk for a mid reward. You're not going to get a touchdown off of you going back 13 yards and throwing the ball deep. You're not going to throw the ball that deep. It's just a bad play. And I hope that Kyle Shanahan rips into him and lets him know that you should not be going back that far. Throw the ball away. Let's play for another day. Because if you get hurt, we are screwed. Think about the long term of what's going to happen. Think about it.
So for you, it's mostly about injuries in that scenario.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I guess I'm wondering, so in his mind, the longer he's able to hold on to the ball, the greater the odds are that somebody opens up. I guess he's thinking right, because that's what it is. He's looking for those opportunities, and he's not going forwards, which means he's not planning on running with the ball. So he's looking for those opportunities. But I guess I'm asking myself, how often does that happen?
Too much.
So that someone opens up like well into the play, right? I don't know.
Offense is all about scheming people open. And when plays break down, you got to do an old thing called street ball. You probably never played street ball, where you go in the middle of the streets and the cars are out of bounds and you pretty much play until another car comes. He wants to play street ball, and he doesn't need to play street ball. He just needs to play regular football and throw the ball out of bounds, live to play another day. Simple. Super, super simple. He's making the game more harder than what it has to be, because he's being, in my opinion, selfish by trying to do too much. You're a great quarterback. You're phenomenal. Just do what you need to do to play the next down.
Yeah.
And let's keep the ball rolling.
So and I guess maybe this speaks to what I was saying earlier about versatility. He's really versatile. I love seeing him avoid tackles. It's really fun to watch.
Until he gets hurt.
So what he should have done is
throw the ball away.
Okay, yeah.
What do we all yell out? Throw the ball. Throw the ball away.
Yeah.
Throw the ball away. You're doing too much. Why are you running around? All that extra running around causes injuries that are unexpected.
And it eats time as well.
Thank
you. That means a lot, really.
You're learning the game, young Skywalker. You're learning the game. Yes, absolutely. And then getting back to the game against the Arizona Cardinals, the 49ers really are just waiting on one person. They're waiting on one person to come back and save the day. We've lost 2 division games. We lost to the LA Rams, who were trash, and we lost to the Arizona Cardinals, who are trash. So that makes us trash.
So what does the pathway to the Super Bowl look like for the 49ers at this point?
We are not going to get home field advantage. That is out of the window. That home field advantage is gone. We got to go on the road and get it now. We got to go and play in all the places we don't want to be. Nobody wants to go to Lambeau and play in the snow in February, in January. We don't want to do that. We have lost the comfort of being in Santa Clara and winning a Super Bowl. That's out the window. That's gone. That's gone. 49 faithful, they can forget about that. That's not happening. There ain't going to be no tickets to the playoff games in Santa Clara. That is gone. We have lost that. No matter how it plays out, we can go undefeated for the rest of the season. And guess what? We still won't get it. That's gone. So now the 49ers team, we need to be looking at 2 options right now. Do we pack it in and live to play next year? Can't do that because why? The salary cap is way too high and we're pretty much awash. So that means we got to go on the road and get it. We got to be a team that goes on the road, packs our bag, and guess what? We're just running the ball. Run the ball, pass a little bit, run the ball. And we can only do that because of Kyle Shanahan's play calling to get Christian McCaffrey on the field. Again, he's not hurt. He's resting. You should be resting differently, but that's just my opinion. Like, for example, if I'm supposed to be resting my Achilles, every time they saw me, my legs would be above my head. My legs would be up, just up. Just up. When I get home, I got an adjustable base.
Yeah. My
legs is up.
Yeah.
Guess what? My new wife, she's like, hey, babe, I can't sleep like this. Get your ass on the couch.
That is what the wife of a football player knows usually, right? They need to do.
That's the difference between having a trophy wife and a sports wife. Those intricate small details. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know his wife. She's probably amazing. I think she probably is amazing. But I don't think she's once ever went to him and be like, you should elevate your legs above your heart.
I mean, she doesn't know what she doesn't know, right? Maybe she
Can't be mad at her. Can't be mad at, you know what? Can't be mad at that. I'm just saying his legs need to be elevated every single day. Workout, elevation.
I mean, to be fair, it shouldn't be on her to say those things. All he needs is someone from the team to remind him, right?
He knows this. He went to Stafford.
He doesn't need reminding.
He don't need no reminding.
Forget all what we just said. She doesn't even need to say anything. He knows.
He knows. He knows.
Yeah.
And he's not talking. He's resting.
You know what? I bet his feet are above his heart now. Now they're up. They are way up right now.
They to heaven right now. His legs both is like up to heaven right now. They both up to heaven right now. Because guess what? He's playing Thursday. In Seattle,
I would not be
he's
surprised.
playing. I'm betting my dollar he is playing on Thursday Night Football. And if Kyle Shanahan don't give him the ball at least 30 times, I got a bigger conspiracy going on. I got a bigger conspiracy going on. If Christian McCaffrey does not rush the ball, and I'm being realistic now, 24 times, I'm looking at everything completely different. Completely different. Because you did Jordan Mason that way. You rushed the ball with Jordan Mason over 20 some odd times.
And he handled it.
He handled it. And he only getting paid crumbs. So when you get the $20 million running back, you not going to do the same thing?
We're going to have to make tinfoil hats. For sure.
I got a bigger conversation. I'm watching with a glass eye everything that happens up there in Seattle. Because Christian McCaffrey's playing. And I know they haven't said it publicly yet, and I'm the first person saying it, but I'm telling the 49er faithful, Christian McCaffrey is definitely playing on Thursday Night Football. He has no choice. He has no choice at all.
They need him.
It is gone.
Yeah.
It's go time. It is go time. You've rested more than anybody else. You got $20 million. You've been kicking it. You've been chilling. You have everything you wanted. You got the brand new house. You got everything. Guess what? It's go time. Ain't no excuses. We about to play ball.
So I was going to say, so they haven't given an estimate when he's supposed to be back. I guess not. And they probably would want to keep that a secret anyway if they did know, if they did have a plan.
He could play any day. He's not hurt. He's not hurt.
But you also don't want the other team to know what to expect.
They know it's tendonitis. They know it. It's public. It's public. You just Google Christian McCaffrey and they go talk about tendonitis in the Achilles.
But when he says I'm out and I'm healing, they don't know how long that's going to be, right? So
listen. If I'm thinking like this,
they're thinking, all right, it's about time.
If I'm thinking like this, guess what? They're thinking like this. He is playing on Thursday Night Football in the cold. That makes it even worse.
But it might be better for his tendonitis.
It won't be. It won't be. Because here's the thing. It needs to be warm. You need to have it loose.
Loose tendons, yeah.
Loose.
That does sound
it can't be
movement.
Exactly. Listen.
Inflammation, though, I mean, you know.
You about to play where it's cold. It's cold in Seattle right now. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. That's how Seattle looking right now. It ain't hot. They ain't having no Indian summer. It's cold up there. He gonna have to bust his ass. He ain't no choice. The 49ers, play this. The 49ers lose on Thursday Night Football. Pack it up, it's a wrap. Pack it up, it's a wrap. 3 losses, divisional games.
Yeah.
And then you play Kansas City, Dallas. Pack it up, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Would you call this like a coming to Jesus kind of moment for them?
This is somebody's getting fired.
Okay.
Somebody's getting fired.
That's a better idiom.
Kyle Shanahan will be getting fired.
Oh, wow.
Kyle Shanahan will be getting fired. John Lynch possibly might be getting fired. If I'm the owner of the 49ers, I've spent hella money and haven't got a return on my investment. Y'all up out of here.
I will say Aiyuk is staying, right? I mean, like...
Listen, if I'm the owner of the 49ers, everybody can go right now. Because I'm spending way too much damn money and not getting my return on my investment. That's the business side of it. If you're our owner, yes, you love the team and everything like that, but it's about business. We've been too close to the Super Bowl. We've been there to not win it.
Yeah.
And now the team is falling apart. So, rebuild mode if we lose to Seattle. Rebuild completely. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. And this is where the real 49er faithful supports the team. Because right now, we're looking like the Raiders. We're looking trash.
Don't say that.
We're looking horrible. We're looking horrible. And that's the thing, like, we're looking horrible because of one person on offense. And it shouldn't look like that. Kyle Shanahan should be able to spread the ball out to everyone. Brock Purdy should be able to spread the ball to everyone. You want $60 million? Spread that ball out. Stop focusing on one person. Spread it out. And he was trying to, but he was doing too much today. He was too loose with it. He was too loose. I don't like that. He was too loose. Way too loose. He needs to relax, chill, get back into his place, and play football. So, yeah. Bring this up. The 49ers lost a game that they should have won. It's frustrating. I blame Kyle Shanahan. I blame our center, Brendel. Blame him. And this is a coming to Jesus moment for the 49ers. There's no other way to say it. This is a coming to Jesus moment for the 49ers, and the 49ers really need to look themselves in the face, and they need to get on the phone and talk to Christian McCaffrey, and they need to start talking to each other, because if I'm Kyle Shanahan, I'm talking to my wife right now and say, hey, we might need to start looking at U-Haul trucks and packing boxes. Oof. Because this should not be happening, and it's my fault.
He's doing a lot of inward searching right now.
He's doing a lot of job searching right now. That's what he should be doing. As he going Indeed. Horrible. This comes down to Kyle Shanahan completely. Horrible coaching. Horrible not supporting his team. Horrible not putting people. I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it right now. I believe this is the first time he's actually made friends with players instead of keeping players as players.
Oh, interesting.
That's all I'm going to say.
I see what you're saying.
When you put the tinfoil hat on from what I said earlier,
I think you still had it on the whole time. You faked it.
Listen. But just think about what I just said.
Oh, I heard you.
49er faithful, thank y'all for tuning in to episode 5. I'm normally not like this, but I had to get a lot of things off my chest, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Elle, thank you for supporting me and letting me get that off. I know you didn't really. I'm sorry.
No apology needed. I know what needed to happen.
Yeah. Something need to be said.
I know. Yeah.
Something need to be said, and I'm hoping the 49er faithful, you will drop in the comments section. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinions of what I've said. I'm going to be in the comments. Elle going to be in the comments. We're going to read them things, and we're going to talk back to y'all, and we're going to, break all this stuff down, because guess what? The 49ers is playing the Seattle Seahawks Thursday night game in Seattle. It's going to be a fight, and not going to lie to y'all, the season's officially on the line going against Seattle, and it's already, So, thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, hit the bell. If you know a 49er faithful out there that wants a good podcast to listen to when they're at work, when they're driving, this is the new Faithful Talk, talking all 49ers. And until next time, y'all, thank y'all. We out.